All right, everybody, check in. We got January 3rd, 2026. We got breaking news coming in from Venezuela. And Caracas is the capital of Venezuela, and we have multiple explosions in the capital being reported as we speak.
Hay un bombardeo.
Okay.
This is live. If you guys could share it out. What is this distracting from? I mean, it's many things, but a war is likely. And
pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Miche. Vamos bien.
So that's just one video. More and more are starting to come in. Here's another one. Multiple secondary explosions seen while flame and smoke emanate from the port of Caracas in Venezuela. So here you go. Here's even more. Unsure right now as to where this is coming from. I mean, one can only assume who would be targeting Venezuela right now, but I don't know at this time. We just have videos and reports coming in. We got footage appears to be a U.S. Army Chinook Special Operations helicopter, likely with the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. Nice.
Ok, siguen las explosiones, se escuchan helicópteros, son las 1:58 de la mañana. Están atacando el fuerte Fiuna.
No new wars. No new wars. This is like 2003, but now we're in 2025. 2026, I'm sorry.
Okay, siguen.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, we're so fucked. Well, I don't know what the fuck. So we got the air raid. So this started coming in about just under a half hour ago. So you had initial reports heard through Venezuelan capital of Caracas. You had explosions heard by residents near Fort Tiuna in the southern suburbs of Caracas. You have smoke rising from the site of several explosions, possibly the result of airstrikes near Fort Tiuna in the southern suburbs of Venezuela's capital of Caracas. So you had smoke coming up. You had the air raid sirens going off. Sounds just like, from what I've heard, when Russia's bombing Ukraine. Reports from possible explosions. Residents say at least 3 Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base in Caracas. Again, here's another about a minute-long video that just came in 15 minutes ago. Bright flashes can be seen in explosions heard by residents in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas, with possible airstrikes targeting several military and infrastructure sites within the city.
Hay un bombardeo.
Ok. Levanta la reina. Pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Miche. Vamos bien.
All right. Here's more. And then again with the Army Chinook helicopters being seen in the video.
Ok, siguen las explosiones, se escuchan helicópteros, son las 1:58 de la mañana. Están atacando el fuerte Fiuna. Okay, siguen las.
All right, and you got reports now of explosions in Isla Margarita, Venezuela's largest island in the southern Caribbean. So even more strikes coming in.
Ay, mira, mamá, huevo, ¿cómo sigue explotando? ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Uf! ¡Ay, mamá, huevo! ¡Erga! Se metieron los de la USA, papi. Los que tienen 14 años son más grandes que pequeños. ¡Ay! Ya los pregunto. Mamá, huevo, se metieron los... Ay, mira, mamá, huevo, ¿cómo sigue explotando? ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Mamá, huevo!
All right, then you got multiple secondary explosions seen while flames and smoke emanate from the port of Caracas in Venezuela. All right, let's see if anything else. I don't think anything else has come in yet. So we'll have to keep tracking it. We got footage from footage from a vantage point from over the city showing multiple explosions across the Venezuelan capital of Caracas.
No, marico, esto no puede ser en serio.
Marico, vamos a moverla. Graba ahí, graba ahí. Espera.
Graba, marico. No, me está jodiendo. Marico, no puedo creer esta mierda. Marico, me está jodiendo.
Marico, tengo el corazón mío.
Ya, marico.
Llama ya mismo.
No puede ser.
¿Y pillaste? No,
Sí.
vi al lado fuerte, tío, una huevo.
Marico, se me quedó siempre el puto teléfono. ¿Están grabando?
Sí.
Marico, me da un infarto en esta mierda.
Marico, tengo el corazón a 1000, pues.
Allá también, marico, escucha. Nuestros papás deben estar...
Muriéndose.
A mi mamá le da un infarto. No tengo señal hasta nivel, ¿verdad?
Vamos a caminar, vamos.
Sí, vamos a darle.
Vamos a...
No, marico.
So what else we got? More is coming in as every time I hit the refresh button now. So additional footage showing CHG or CH-47 Chinook Special Operations helicopters with the U.S. Army's 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, alongside other military helicopters flying low over the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. So if these, I don't have any confirmation of the U.S. doing this yet, and like official, like, yeah, we did this, but the videos are coming in.
Ahorita a las 2:05 de la madrugada, oyó a la puerta.
You'll see the breaking news on the mainstream news later. Like, they're late every time. We broke the war in Ukraine too. When Russia invaded Ukraine, mainstream news wasn't covering it either at the beginning. Full-scale military operations appear to be underway against Venezuela, with dozens of helicopters with the U.S. Army spotted over the capital of Caracas.
Moscaí, mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando. Mierda.
mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esta mierda, oyó. Huevo. Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, oyó. Marico, mira esa mierda.
Después de que el presidente estadounidense...
Is there any live feeds up that don't have anyone talking over it? Oops. Any live feeds up? That's not garbage. It's gonna be bad. What's this breakpoint? Oh, they're watching. They're doing the same thing we are. A feed of just like the skyline of Caracas. Not someone doing what I'm doing. Please, I swear to God, do not send me a stream of somebody doing what we're doing. I will lose it. Please, if you can find what's this?
Porta un fuerte bombardeo.
No, they're doing what we're doing. Do not send me a stream. Please spend 3 seconds watching it. And if there's somebody aggregating what I'm doing, do not send it to me. Okay? Only if you find a stream of the skyline. Largest sections of the southern suburbs of Caracas are reportedly without power, as explosions and low-flying aircraft can be heard by residents, with major operations against Venezuela now underway by the United States. 160th SOAR Night Stalkers operating over Venezuela. That's who's confirmed. 160th SOAR Night Stalkers. So this is the United States attacking Venezuela tonight. On January 3rd, 2026, we got United States Special Forces bombing of Venezuela tonight in Caracas. So that's what's going on right now. No, you guys don't need to tell me how mainstream news is failing, okay? Only if they have good videos for us to pull up. But we already know that they're slow. So again, just to catch you guys up, since we're getting more and more people tuning in, welcome. Just going to give you guys all the videos we can. We'll just go through them, what we got, and then likely there will be more. So just under, literally just, if you just started tuning in, this happened 39 minutes ago. Just under an hour. Okay, you had smoke seen rising from several explosions, possibly the result of airstrikes, as we know that's what that is. You heard air raid sirens just a half hour ago. Now you got multiple smoke plumes there. At least 6 pillars of thick smoke can be seen rising from sites throughout the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. Reports of possible explosions about a half hour ago. And you had bright flashes can be seen and explosions heard by residents in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas, with possible airstrikes targeting several military and infrastructure sites in the city, including Fort Tiuna and La Carlota Air Base.
Hay un bombardeo.
Ok, levanta Braille. Voy a llamar a mi mamá. Vamos bien, Miche. Vamos bien.
Okay, so that's one of the videos, and then here's another one that's about a 40-second long video that shows the U.S. Army Chinook helicopters from the 160th Special Operations Aviation, the SOAR, over the Venezuelan capital of Caracas.
Se escuchan helicópteros, son las 1:58 de la mañana. están atacando el fuerte Fiuna. Okay, siguen las
All right, put a poll up in the chat. Do you support the U.S. attacks on Venezuela? Do you support these bombings or on what is going to be said military targets in Venezuela? Reports now of explosions in Isla Margarita. This was 18 minutes ago. Venezuela's largest island in the southern Caribbean.
Ay, mira, mamá, huevo, ¿cómo sigue explotando? ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Uf! ¡Ay, mamá, huevo! ¡Erga! Se metieron los de la USA, papi. Los que tienen 14 años son más grandes que Kenia. ¡Ay! Ya los pregunto. Mamá, huevo, se metieron los... Ay, mira, mamá, huevo, ¿cómo sigue explotando?
Listen, chat, I don't have the answers for this dumbass administration. I don't support it. I don't know what to tell you other than this is what's happening. So that's the only thing I can do for you. I don't support Donald Trump. I speak against him every single day on all my platforms. And I what else can I say? Right now, all I can do is show you what's happening. Okay. So that's in the port. Okay, that's multiple secondary explosions seen while flames and smoke emanate from the port of Caracas in Venezuela. Then here again is more footage of the U.S. Army Special Operations Chinooks over Caracas.
Moscaí, mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando. Mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esa mierda, ¿oyó? Huevo. Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, ¿oyó?
He said, didn't this administration run on no wars? This administration is a farce, and only people that were duped and in a cult like believe what they say at this point. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people like that in America that support this, and bots, internet trolls. So there we go. Now we really aren't going to be able to afford anything, and now we're going to be at war. Or there's going to be repercussions to this. So now American safety is at risk, and likely we start speaking against it. We're going to be called communists, and we're just going to have it's just go time, I guess. I guess we're not waiting. We're going to start right away in 2026. I thought, hey, we'd at least have a little bit of time before the fascism really starts, but oh, there we go. Right away. We had our last New Year's and Christmas. Footage from a vantage point over the city showing multiple explosions across the Venezuelan capital of Caracas.
No, marico, esto no puede ser en serio.
Marico, vamos a moverla.
Graba ahí, graba ahí.
Espera.
Graba, marico. No, me está jodiendo. Marico, no puedo creer esta mierda. Marico, me está jodiendo.
Marico, tengo el corazón mío.
So what's likely happening here, just okay. All right, also I served in the military. Shout out to any veterans. So I can kind of speak on some of the military things that are going on, but what's likely happening here is they're attacking their command and control sites, likely leading to the invasion that's going to happen, right? Because if the U.S. invades Venezuela, they're going to have a lot of command points within their capital and military bases, and so the U.S. is likely taking these out first before the next phase of an invasion begins. That's likely what this could be.
Ya mismo. Sí, sí.
Marico, me da un infarto en esta mierda.
Marico, tengo el corazón a mil, pues.
Allá también, marico, escucha, nuestros papás deben estar
Muriéndose.
A mi mamá le da un infarto. No tengo que llegar acá ni ver, ¿verdad?
Vamos a caminar, vamos.
No, marico,
Okay, so that's the skyline. I'm just sharing this out really quick, you guys.
Graba ahí, graba ahí.
graba, marico. No, me está jodiendo. Marico, no puedo creer esta mierda. Marico, me está jodiendo.
Marico, tengo el corazón mío.
Ya, marico.
Llama ya mismo.
Agua no puede ser.
¿Y pillaste?
Marico, se me quedó sin pila el puto teléfono. ¿Están grabando?
Sí.
It's just the way that these strikes aren't like just,
Tengo el corazón a mil.
you know, in the invasion of Iraq, there was kind of just indiscriminate bombings all over the place. Whereas these look like they're in certain spots, which tell me that they're striking, like these are likely military installations. And yes, they're close to civilians and all that, all valid. I'm just telling you from my military brain, from what is likely happening here, is that they're likely striking or like radio communications centers, right? All that right now. So that's likely why you're seeing it there and not like just there's bombings everywhere, which that's not off the table for the US and our military from what we've done in the past. But right now, from what I'm seeing here, at least from these videos, is that they look like more of precision strikes. Additional footage showing CH-47 Chinook Special Operations helicopters with the U.S. Army's 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, which is SOAR, alongside other military helicopters flying low over the Venezuelan capital of Caracas.
Ahorita a las 2:05 de la madrugada voy yo a la puerta.
I know, that's what I'm saying could be. I don't know what this administration is a shit show. So I'm amazed that this didn't get leaked in Signal. So a large fire can be seen burning on the outskirts of the coast city of La Guaira to the north of Venezuela's capital of Caracas. And large fire burning. Strikes reportedly target El Libertador Air Base, the headquarters of the Venezuelan Air Force, in Maracay, the capital of the state of Aragua, in the central Venezuela. Yeah, look, I'm going to have to learn a whole new geography because I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't know the geography of Venezuela. And 99% of you don't either, so I don't want to hear it. But we're going to have to learn it now. Airstrikes target Huerta Airport. So, fuck, dude. It's like just like 3 years ago, but now it's the U.S. and not Russia. We're going to have a battle map and everything. Just wait. Okay, so I don't know. Okay. Target Huerta Airport. Pull this up here. Where is Congress? What Congress? Yeah, that's the Huerta Airport. Aeropuerto de Huerta, right there. Right on the coast. Is that likely what we're seeing on fire? The coast city of La Guaira. Pull this up here. Matt, where is that now? Over here. Okay, so that's where the fire that we're seeing in that image is. Somewhere in here. Okay. Just north of Caracas. Larger sections of the southern suburbs of Caracas are reportedly without power. As explosions and low-flying aircraft can be heard by residents, with major operations against Venezuela now underway by the United States. That's Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base, home of the Army Aviation, also seems to have been hit. Okay, less takes and more. Yeah, we have enough takes. I need information. Geo confirmed. We already got Geo confirmed. stuff. This is just like when Russia invaded. Does Trump have to go give up his football piece? I don't. None of that matters to me at all. Like this was part of his plan the whole time. Looks like CNN's tapped in now.
Here in Caracas. Official information coming from authorities, as I say, is scarce. We don't have enough information to provide coming from the government officials in Caracas. What we hear is planes. It could be just one helicopter passing by. It seems right now that it's calmer. That is more silence than the ones that we have like a half an hour ago. But as I say, it's not permanent. It keeps going and happening in several minutes, and then it starts again. Here in Caracas.
Okay, so CNN's tapped in or got reports up now. Okay, now we have to just keep refreshing now. Now we're just waiting for the newest. We got reporting up now. Some written reporting, it looks like. Al Jazeera, CNN team witnesses multiple explosions in Venezuela's capital of Caracas. A CNN team witnessed several explosions early Saturday in Caracas and reported that some areas of the city were without electricity. The first blast was recorded at approximately 1:50 a.m. local time. Are they live? Is Al Jazeera live out there?
It was about regime change, but they were saying, but because again
they're showing, they're doing what we're doing.
The Soros, this again, even mainstream outlets in the U.S. did the research and realized, well, this is a non.
I mean, they're doing what we're doing. They're aggregating and then calling people that I don't have access to. So there is some value there, but they're doing the exact same thing we are. This is all you can do right now is wait for social media posts up because teams aren't on the ground like waiting for this. Major secondary explosions after a U.S. airstrike in the vicinity of Higuerte Airport. So here's some more explosions from the airport. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, the U.S. has launched attacks on the capital of Venezuela tonight. If you're just tuning in.
Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no sabemos qué hay ahí que se queda pegado. Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no sabemos qué hay ahí que se queda pegado.
Okay. So that's from the airport. New video just came in. So I'll play videos a few times and then we'll come back to it. I gotta start reposting them now. This is just like 3 years ago, dude. Fires burning, strikes against Higuerte Airport in the state of Miranda, northern Venezuela. So there's that's for sure. Like they're targeting all of their military, air force, their comms, again, I don't know if this is going to lead to something bigger. Likely, could just be a show of force. I mean, that's literally like we're bombing their military bases. I don't know. The declaration of war is pretty obvious. I mean, pretty physical declaration of war here. But I have no idea if this is going to lead into like a secondary invasion force of Venezuela, or if this was just, I don't know, but this is beyond anything that we've seen now. This is beyond it. And I don't know how anyone's going to defend this. Well, they will, but I mean, it's what we got now. So that's the video coming in. Posted technical, posted it out. Just got to wait for further now. Whereas it is 1 a.m. So they're not. Do we have a emergency rally to get Congress? U.S. military, ground troops, and U.S. Air Force assets are currently active in and around Caracas, Venezuela, with explosions heard and seen in the capital, from Reuters. Well, here we are, January 3rd, 2026, and we're now at war with Venezuela. Fog of war is a thing, but if this is accurate, putting boots on the ground in this thing. That means that wait, the Chinooks dropped off special forces dudes or picked them up or something. They were on the okay. Venezuela people support this. You're out of your mind. You're an idiot. That means that they were all on the ground planting. Your orders reports U.S. ground troops are currently active. Nice. Got an osprey. I need less like political takes and more videos and reporting. Damage at the port of La Guardia, north of Caracas. So this is the aftermath. Had everyone talking about daycares in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as if that it doesn't that is so fucked. We are currently bombing the ever-loving fuck out of Caracas. Oh, Fox News is tapping in. See what they reported.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chanley Painter live in New York. Explosions heard in Caracas, Venezuela overnight. And according to eyewitnesses, the southern area of Caracas near a military base is without electricity. Airplanes are also reportedly heard in the skies over the Venezuelan capital, and columns of smoke can be seen in several areas. And according to the Associated Press, at least 7 explosions in low-flying aircraft have been heard. Venezuela's government did not immediately respond to a...
I know Fox sucks, but I'm seeing what they're saying when they're coming out with their reporting right away.
Request for comment. People in various neighborhoods rushed to the streets. Some could be seen in the distance from various areas of Caracas. It follows several months of the U.S. military going after suspected Venezuelan drug boats and the CIA striking a port housing the suspected narco vessels.
Trump administration has begun an illegal bombing campaign. So here you can use another video. You can see some of the explosions in the background. Take a moment and share the stream out, guys. Please just support the stream quick. This is breaking news. If you guys just tuning in, the U.S. is attacking Venezuela. So we're now at war. We're now at war with Venezuela. Without Congress, which I don't know how this is. We're in gray area right now. All of this, to launch attacks and go to war, you need an act of Congress. And so we just got Trump's rogue Department of Heg's Breath doing this. Doing whatever the hell they want. That's the airport. Okay, so that's the secondaries going off there. Did we get anything new? 17 new posts. Pizzato Pizza, late night pizzeria nearby the Pentagon has suddenly surged in traffic. That's Pizza OSINT when you know something's happening in the Department of Defense or War, whatever the hell they are now. Whatever. Another video coming in. Fuerte, Tiuna, Caracas. There's no way MAGA, like, even, like, there will be the cult that will support it, but the majority, there's no way they will. There's no way they could support a war and, like, bomb, like, their whole thing, unless they're literally, then this will show that they're lying or not. This is the time, I guess, MAGA. If you're MAGA, you support Trump. This is your moment. Are you on your principles of no new wars and America first and taking care of our people, or are we for bombing Venezuela on for Saturday morning to start our year out? Is this making American life better? No, it's not. But it's about to make we're about to be at war again. That went so well for us the last 3 times.
Una locura estaba ahí. ¿Estás viendo? ¿Ah? Mira.
There we go, I fixed it. Appreciate that.
La gente está como loca caminando, mira.
I had the audio set for my gaming stream. We were on my gaming channel before this. Look at all the people getting displaced already. Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base, home to the Army Aviation, seems to have gotten hit. So here's the Army Aviation Air Base getting hit. Okay. And then Caracas is under fire. Multiple U.S. strikes have hit key military sites: Fuerte, Tiuna, La Carlota Air Base, and a communication center in El Hatillo, all under Maduro's control. Explosions echo through the capital. The power is out in parts of the city, and U.S. helicopters are flying low. Jesus, dude. And like, I'm just like, you know what I'm thinking? This is literally what we did 3 years ago when Russia invaded Ukraine, and I'm just like shook watching the videos. And now here we are, the U.S. is doing it. Gunfire heard in additional videos of helicopters near Caracas. No, they're the Special Operations Chinooks. They've already been confirmed. Like, we're at a time where as soon as something happens, it gets up on the internet and people identify it right away. So, Fort Tiuna not looking so good. So that's one of Venezuela's army bases there. One of their military bases, which again, likely preemptive strikes. I mean, that's just to weaken your enemy before you make another attack. Or before you make a push on whatever. Or I don't really know where to go with this. Finally, a wide shot of the strike. Here's just a wide shot showing multiple strikes on the fort, on the base.
No, marico, esto no puede ser en serio.
Marico, vamos a moverla.
Graba ahí.
Espera.
Graba, marico. No, me está jodiendo. Marico, no puedo creer esta mierda. Marico, me está jodiendo.
Marico, tengo el corazón mío.
Ya, marico.
Llama ya mismo.
Agua no puede ser.
Sí,
No voy a ir al lado de Fuerte Tiuna,
Marico, se me quedó siempre el puto teléfono.
Sí, sí.
Marico, me da un infarto en esta mierda.
Marico, tengo el corazón a mil, pues.
He said, I'm conflicted on this because I know the U.S. intentions are not pure, but I have quite a few friends in Venezuela, and they all want. Is the response to Maduro being gone the United States of America bombing the capital city? What are we talking about? Should be no conflict. Maduro's bad, but the United States bombing the capital city is not the response to this. None of this is good. None of this is like, especially like MAGA brain. Like, let's stop, focus on our country, right? If Venezuela as it needs a new leader, that's up to them, I guess, right? It's up to Venezuela to elect a different person, not Maduro, right? If you're not for regime change and like for physical regime, which is what this is. This is regime change. I've seen a lot of you guys say oil. True, could be oil too. Resources. Venezuela has a lot of resources that the United States is going to take, but also regime change, and the very thing that Trump lied about and said he wasn't for. And MAGA, as a foundational political movement, is not for like going into other countries and playing world police anymore. My ass. There's never like with MAGA use the Republican Party now, right? They use the Heritage Foundation, Ronald Reagan, neoliberalism on steroids now. It's everything from Reagan, neoliberalism, but now it's fascism. But it's the same think tanks and the same people with it, and they duped a whole bunch of Americans into believing that Trump was an anti-war, no new wars, no regime change president, which is so crazy how they did that. So crazy,
Marico,
dude.
tengo el corazón a mil, pues.
Muriéndose.
I don't have a live feed. We're going through video clips that are coming in. Relax. We have video clips right now. I don't have a solid feed. And then some of these sources are going to be so bad. Colombian President Gustavo Petro. Right now they are bombing Caracas. Alert to the whole world. So here's Colombian President Petro. Right now they are bombing Caracas. Alert to the whole world. They have attacked Venezuela. They are bombing with missiles. The OAS and the UN must meet immediately. And then, like, brother, oh my God, dude. And then if you're an American and you support this, like, you think there's going to be no retaliation? Brother, oh my God, dude. Of course we're bombing Venezuela. Here's more missiles falling in Caracas, Venezuela. Gotta verify something. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, chat. I haven't seen that video in any other ones, and that could be, I think that's the Middle East. That's the other tough part about breaking news when it comes in is if it's not a trusted source and you're just seeing random videos, it could be something else. So I don't know about that video right there. That's why I'm sorry I'm refreshing like the same, like a couple sources, but at this point on this platform, there's only a few you can really go to that are posting relevant information. Like, yeah, I don't know what that other video was. I really don't think it was what's happening here. So if you guys just tuning in, let's go through the latest. So we got Colombian President Petro. Local media channel in Caracas are reporting that airstrikes have targeted the home of Venezuela's Minister of Defense. So maybe that could be. Maybe we'll see those. I just haven't seen airstrike videos yet. You've seen the explosions, but I haven't seen like the airstrikes coming in yet. So we'll see if that video is legit, but right now I don't trust it. Live streams are going up from Caracas. Do you know? Join the Discord server. Join the Discord server. We're gonna need a new category. No, we'll do U.S. politics and news, Venezuelan news links. I already have. Oh, I think mods did it. Venezuela. There we go. I have a channel already. Mods must have put it up. Okay, so it's in the U.S. politics channel. If you guys have links or things you want me to pull up on stream, share it there. Yeah, Venezuela. Actually, let's move this up now. Move it above Israel. It's actually, I'm going to put Venezuela at the top so it's easy to find right now because it's a hot topic. So it's under the U.S. and news and politics category. It's on the left side of our menu. Venezuela right there. What is this? U.S. has issued a NOTAM prohibiting U.S. civil aircraft from operating at all altitudes within Venezuela. Those persons described in a paragraph A applicability below are prohibited from operating in at all altitudes in the Maqueta flight information region due to the safety of flight risks associated with ongoing military activity. This NOTAM applies to all U.S. air carriers and commercial operators, all persons exercising the privileges of an airman certificate issued by the FAA, except such persons operating U.S. registered aircraft for a foreign air carrier. The Discord link doesn't work. It should. Here, it's just, yeah, it should. Do I not have okay, I might. I think they got rid of the custom link. I might have to adjust it. My bad. Here, this link will work. There you go. I put it. This is a manual link. You just now got the New York Times notification. Yep, that's why you got to subscribe to Mercado Media. We'll be on top of it before the news does, usually. Yeah, join that. You click that. That'll take you to where you need to go, and then mods will help you get to Venezuela. Okay, the live cameras are up. Any like still camera? This is opening. US. I wish it would open up here. Unusual join activity detected. It's like, you're being raided. We're fine. There you go. You guys are finding it now. I'll fix the link. Sources close to the U.S. government claim current military action is to stop Russian and Chinese influence. We could help Ukraine and give them all the weapons to fight Russia. Bombing the capital of Venezuela does nothing to stop China or Russia. Get the hell out of here. You got to play Twister and be an absolute like terminally online incel to come away with that being relevant. Okay, so we're waiting for some new videos to come in. Let's go through them right now, especially if you're just tuning in. Okay, especially if you're just tuning in, we'll get to the latest videos and then we'll see what else is going on. But now, hold on. Damn, I've been live for almost an hour. But this is all breaking within the last hour. Some of your guys' mainstream news sources will be going live with it here soon here. But we had smoke seen from several explosions in the result of airstrikes, possibly in Fort Tiuna. Then you had air raid sirens going off over the capital of Caracas. Yeah, there you go, Coffee and Cats. I think they got rid of my permanent link. At least 6 pillars of thick smoke can be seen rising from sites throughout the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. Okay, there's a photo. Also, what I used for my thumbnail for the stream. Okay, same picture. Reports of possible explosions. Residents say at least 3. Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base in Caracas. Okay, then you had bright flashes seen and explosions heard by residents of the Venezuelan capital of Caracas, with possible airstrikes targeting several military and infrastructure sites in the city, including Fort Tiuna and La Carlota Air Base. About a minute video.
Hay un bombardeo. Ok, levanta Braille. Pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Miche. Vamos bien.
Okay, that video is about a minute long. Then you got a 40-second clip, which shows the U.S. Army CH-47 Chinook Special Operations helicopters, likely with the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, which is SOAR, over the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. In this video, you guys can hear the Chinooks.
Ok, siguen las explosiones, se escuchan helicópteros, son las 1:58 de la mañana. Están atacando el fuerte Fiuna. Okay, siguen las explosiones.
So that shows the Chinook helicopters. And then there was reports of explosions in Isla Margarita, which is Venezuela's largest island in the southern Caribbean. About a 20-second clip.
Ay, mira, mamá, huevo, tengo que seguir explotando. ¡Mamá, huevo! ¡Mamá, huevo! Uf. ¡Ay, mamá, huevo! Erga, se metieron los de la USA, papi. Los que tienen 14 años son más grandes que Kenia. ¡Ay!
Okay, so that was about a 20-second clip there. Then you have a minute-long clip, which shows the Chinook helicopters, and you can really see them. Full-scale military operations appear to be underway against Venezuela, with dozens of helicopters within the U.S. Army spotted over the capital of Caracas.
Moscaí, mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando. Mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esta mierda, ¿oyó? Huevo. Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, ¿oyó? Marico, mira esa mierda.
Okay, so that's a minute-long clip showing the Chinooks. And then here's a 44-second clip, which shows a vantage point over the city, showing multiple explosions across the Venezuelan capital of Caracas.
No, marico, esto no puede ser en serio.
Marico, vamos a moverla.
Graba ahí.
Espera.
Graba, marico. No, me está jodiendo. Marico, no puedo creer esta mierda. Marico, tú me estás jodiendo.
Marico, tengo el corazón mío.
Ya, marico.
Llama ya mismo.
No, no puede ser.
Sí.
Ahí al lado fuerte tío, no, güey.
Marico, se me quedó siempre el puto teléfono. ¿Están grabando?
Sí.
No puede ser. Marico, me da un infarto en esta mierda.
Marico, tengo el corazón a 1000, pues.
Thank you, Jojanite, on Twitter or on Twitch.
A mi mamá le da un infarto. No tengo señal acá ni verga, ¿verdad?
Vamos a caminar, vamos a...
Okay, so that was a 44-second clip showing the skyline. You got a 20-second clip showing more of the Chinooks flying low.
Ahorita a las 2:05 de la madrugada oyó la puerta.
Okay, so that's the Chinooks. I got a picture here. Large fire can be seen burning over the outskirts of the capital city of La Guaira to the north of Venezuela's capital of Caracas. Okay, and then you got a video here showing with multiple secondary explosions while flames and smoke emanate from the port of Caracas in Venezuela. Actually, there's a correction issued. The port of La Guaira. Okay, so this is the port of La Guaira. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Then you got fires following the strikes against Higuerte Airport in the state of Miranda, northern Venezuela. Then here again is from the Higuerte Airport in the state of Miranda, northern Venezuela, with a secondary explosions and fire, suggesting a strike against a surface-to-air missile launcher with the Venezuelan Air Force. Okay, with the secondary explosions, you had a NOTAM from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, which is the FAA, over Venezuela, prohibiting all flights over the entirety of the country beginning at 6 a.m. January 3rd. Okay, so amid reports of explosions around Caracas, the U.S. FAA issued a new NOTAM. Let me retweet this. Prohibiting U.S. aircraft from operating at all altitudes within Venezuelan airspace as of 06 today on the 3rd of January. The flight radar 24 is not currently tracking any aircraft over Venezuela. A flight tracker. Yep. Yep. Not a single flight right now. Okay, so that's from as a point of reference, no visible flight activity in Venezuela at this time of night is not out of the ordinary. The last 4 Saturdays at 07. Okay, so it's not rare. But right now, obviously, with the airstrikes or the explosions, smoke rises and significant damage can be seen at the port of La Guaira to the north of Venezuela's capital of Caracas. You said live street view of Venezuela. What does that mean? Multi-view? Okay, these, and I mean, I'm glad that these are a thing, but they don't really show much. Appreciate that though. Thank you. Okay, he's reposting some stuff. A pizza place. U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker. Where's that at? The Stratotanker is up in the sky. Appeared on flight tracking to the south of Puerto Rico. Where's the chunk? There's U.S. Air Force circling. Oh boy. What does this plane do? I served in the Army, not the Air Force. What's that plane do? Anyone know in chat quick? So that one's flying. Where's the Air Chungus? Where's the refuel? Okay, so that's the refueling plane. Okay, that's a tanker. Okay, so that plane refuels other planes. I also understand we're not seeing like the majority of the aircraft. I'm amazed we're able to even see that one. So I'm sure it'll disappear. So we got that right now. Okay. Thank you, Air Force airplane people. I prefer to be 10 toes down. The sky and the ocean are scary, so I like to be on the earth. Is that what yeah, that's what he's tracking. Okay. Okay, so we're tracking, we're seeing what they're seeing now. All right. So you got to refuel. So you have jets that are not on the. There's jets flying basically. That thing refuels. What type of planes does that refuel? All the jets, right? All of our jets. This thing refuels those, correct? Or does it refuel other bigger planes? It's a Boeing KC-135R, the Stratotanker. I feel like we've looked this up before. Any jets? So there's likely jets flying around that we don't see because they're just military operations probably aren't supposed to be on public forums like this, but we've had our Department of War in signal chats and having reporters in them. So, but we see this, which tells me that there's likely jets and more military operations being conducted beyond what we've seen, or maybe even more further rounds of bombings or precision strikes. Footage, here you go. Footage of a U.S. helicopter firing rockets at a ground target in Caracas. Jesus, dude. Holy. Just fucking sending it, I guess, huh? No new wars was a miss. Yeah, it was never a thing. AP News, at least 7. So we got Associated Press reporting at least 7 explosions and low-flying aircraft are heard in Venezuela's Caracas. So they actually have video now already up. Hey, pump it up, Troy. Appreciate you guys. Hey, pump the word. Hey, Mercado Media, we're live with it. I give you guys breaking news, so help share my stream out if you guys could. Do we have a live UA map of Venezuela? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Here we go. This is like deja vu. Deja vu. But we're doing it. This is literally even so this map is gonna fuck out of here. This map is gonna have geolocated blips where things happen, and you're gonna be able to click into it, and then it's gonna be geolocated. So it's actually a pretty good map. Some of these we've seen now, but at least now they're geolocated. So you click on it. Citizens share video from Higuerte. Oh yeah, that's the airbase. So we've seen that, but that's the location. "11 days ago, Russia began evacuating the families of its diplomats from Venezuela, according to European intelligence." Oh, they knew this was going to happen. That was 11 days ago. What if the negotiations with Russia were for Venezuela the whole time? Putin and Russia and Trump are friends. They're not. If Russia began evacuating over a week ago, they knew that this was going to happen. Fox News pundit says unconfirmed U.S. invasion of Venezuela is for national security. Oh my god, dude. So obviously a part of my coverage, along with the breaking news that comes in, is going against narratives and propaganda. They're already starting it. It's not even 2 a.m. Fox News.
Venezuela has become a hotbed for every adversary of the United States to operate in the Western Hemisphere. Hezbollah has operations. The terrorist group Hezbollah, based in Lebanon, has operations that are that have been widely reported to be based in Venezuela.
They got Hezbollah in the Venezuela. Thanks, Burke, for going live on this very important work. Thank you, appreciate that. I wish it was for something else. And then Anton Lembiak with the 1999. So you did a great job. Thank you. They got the Hamas down there. Why are like all of Israel's enemies are our enemies? Weird. Israel's afraid of Hezbollah, so Americans have to be. U.S. President Donald Trump ordered strikes on sites inside Venezuela. There it is. U.S. officials told CBS. Where is he seeing that? Friday, Venezuela, Mr. Trump, blah, 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 blah. You got civilians running for cover. Okay, everyone's reporting on it now. Where is Trump's Trump's statement? Your dear leader. He hasn't. Oh, I was gonna say he hasn't. Yeah, right. 2 days. AI generated content. Okay, he hasn't posted about it yet. It's ugly. That's the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen. Okay. Well, nothing from the orange. Nothing from Mango Mussolini yet. That's we have OSINT Defender posting that CBS confirmed that Trump confirmed it, but I would like to see CBS post it. It's going to be weird tomorrow, waking up tomorrow to hear all of MAGA suddenly being pro-intervention and war. Where is the live updates from the New York Times? Explosions are reported in Venezuela's capital. Explosions were reported in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, on Saturday. It was not immediately clear what caused the blasts. The explosions in the country came after months of threats, warnings, and accusations of drug smuggling. Eyewitnesses report particularly heavy and ongoing sounds of explosions in Fuerte Tiuna, a sprawling military base in the center of Caracas that is home to Venezuela's top brass and government officials. White House declined to comment on the reports. A Pentagon spokesman referred all questions about the explosions to the White House? What? I don't know. Ask the White House. White House. No comment. The American people elected a strong president, and this strong president is delivering for them. There you go. I could do Caroline Leavitt in 2 seconds. I know exactly what she's gonna say. They elected a president that is not gonna stand by when you have fentanyl and drugs, and he's so tough on crime. You see what he's doing in the cities and the deportations, and now you have our strong president attacking the source of the fentanyl crisis. Like it's gonna be like a magic trick, and then everyone will go, oh, true, True. True. I voted. Yeah, I did vote for that. Yeah. 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 He said that he was no new wars, and I know that doesn't matter. I don't care. I love Trump. He's my man. He's my president. This is what I did vote for this, actually. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be very quick. It's going to be like 5 minutes in the morning. Like, they'll wake up and then be like, oh, okay, Trump did it. It must be good. So that's where we're at with American politics and all this. They don't care. So if you're looking for, like soy jack face, like, no, they don't. They're gonna support it. There will be some that come out against it, though. There will be. But they'll fall in line. They always do. They'll fall in line. They'll cope and make sense of it. Tankers on the deck of Ciba Roosevelt roads as well as in the air off Puerto Rico, no call signs. That's our air tanker. Still going in circles. Okay, so if you guys just tuning in, the United States has launched attacks on Venezuela. That's at their Air Force base. It's an idea of what that looks like. Of course, we. Important to note that little St. James Island is right there, not that far away. Well, it actually is, but like that's where Epstein Island is. It's up there. It's where Caracas is. All because the president is a pedophile, and you can't. And it's. This is cringe. Additional footage of an attack helicopter with the U.S. Army or Marine Corps striking a site with rockets and its rotary autocannon. Listen, if you're like a Ukraine supporter, geopolitical nerd, like this is not, Americans aren't going to support this. Okay, like I don't care. I know he's an ally of Putin and he's a bad dude, but bombing the capital of Caracas, that's not gonna, like, no one's gonna like that unless you're absolute, like, you don't leave your computer. And you've never, like, seen people get killed before. And you play a lot of Civilization in, like, video games. But in real life, though, this is not good. And regime change like this, because Maduro bad, you got the same Americans, Putin shaking hands with Netanyahu, with Trump. America just laid out the red carpet for Putin last year. Had American soldiers on their knees for Putin. It was crazy. Additional footage of an attack helicopter with the U.S. Army or Marine Corps striking a site with rockets and its rotary autocannon near the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. Whether Americans need health care. We don't have universal health care. Every major developed Western country does, except for us. We don't afford Americans owning homes is not, for my generation and younger, not a thing. Like, rare for my age, and then younger, it's not a thing. Who can afford a $500,000, $600,000 house? 400 at least. 400 at least. AV-150 Commando armored wheeled gun with the Venezuelan army spotted near Miraflores Presidential Palace in the capital of Caracas. Okay, so they had a armored wheeled gun in the capital. driving around probably. I don't know if it can shoot down targets or what. I wonder if the Chinese special envoy is still in Caracas. He was just there a few hours ago. Crazy. Let's check our air tanker. So this is the live thing that we can look at is we got the air tanker, which is a refueler, which tells you that jets are in the sky. Put in the chat where you guys are tuned in from. If you're just tuning in, though, the United States has launched a series of attacks on the capital of Venezuela tonight. It appears to be a Dragoon 300 LFV2 near Miraflores Palace in Caracas. Ironic, given it's in America. That's what I thought. It looked like it at first. And an APC is not a tank, okay? And the APC will get destroyed very fast. Cuban forces outside Miraflores Palace in central Caracas tonight. Increasingly tense situation. Not that it can get much more tense, right?
Mira. Mira, 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 mira. Mira, mira esto. Mira, la gente se ve como loca, mira. Mira, mira.
Jeez.
Mira. Mira.
Looks like they're stopping people at gunpoint.
Ay, papi, también chorreado. Los van a... Mierda, qué desastre. Mira. 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 Bajando a la gente. Mira. Mira, parando carros. Están, bueno, me imagino que están defendiendo la posición, pero no les va a durar mucho.
Deberíamos agachar.
No, van a ir por ellos, van a ir por ellos. Mira esto. Se acabó lo que sea.
Okay, so it looks like they were at gunpoint, some of the civilians. Miraflores Palace in central Caracas. I'm guessing that's Maduro's palace. Federal government office. So that's the street. You got armed security out in the street. Or police force. I don't know what Cuban forces are. Bolivarian National Intelligence Service. Oh, it's the intelligence services in Venezuela. Internal Security Force. Okay. See what else is posted now. All quiet now in Caracas. Yes, I said the Q word. So it's all quiet right now. Venezuelan government statement released by Telesur following the strikes just a few minutes ago. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela rejects, repudiates, and denounces before the international community the extremely serious military aggression perpetuated by the government of the United States of America against Venezuelan territory and population in the civilian and military locations of the city of Caracas, capital of the Republic, and the states of Miranda, Aragua, and Lagaria. This act constitutes a flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter, particularly its Articles 1 and 2, which enshrine respect for sovereignty, the legal equality of states, and the prohibition on the use of force. Such aggression threatens the international peace and stability, specifically in Latin America and the Caribbean, and puts the lives of millions of people at grave risk. The objective of this attack is none other than to seize Venezuela's strategic resources, particularly its oil and minerals, attempting to break the nation's political independence by force. They will not succeed. After more than 200 years of independence, the people and their legitimate government remain steadfast in defense of sovereignty and the inalienable right to decide their own destiny. The attempt to impose a colonial war to destroy the republican form of government and force a regime change in alliance with the fascist oligarchy will fail, just like all previous attempts. Since 1811, Venezuela has faced and defeated empires. When in 1902 foreign powers bombarded our coasts, President Cipriano Castro proclaimed, "The insolent boot of the foreigner has profaned the sacred soil of the fatherland." Today, with the spirit of Bolivar, Miranda, and our liberators, the Venezuelan people rise once again to defend their independence against imperialist aggression. People to the streets. The Bolivarian government calls on all social and political forces in the country to activate mobilization plans and repudiate this imperialist attack. The people of Venezuela and its Bolivarian National Armed Forces, in perfect popular military police fusion, are deployed to guarantee sovereignty and peace. Simultaneously, the Bolivarian diplomacy of peace will raise the corresponding complaints before the United Nations Security Council, the Secretary General of that organization, CELAC, and the Non-Aligned Movement, demanding condemnation and accountability from the United States government. President Nicolas Maduro has ordered all national defense plans to be implemented at the appropriate time and circumstances in strict adherence to the provisions of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, the Organic Law on States of Exemption, and the Organic Law on National Security. Jeez, there's a lot of reading. Hold on. President Nicolas Maduro has ordered all national defense plans to be implemented at the appropriate time and circumstances in strict adherence to the provisions of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, the Organic Law of States of Exception, and the Organic Law on National Security. In this regard, President Nicolas Maduro has signed and ordered the implementation of the decree declaring the state of external commotion throughout the national territory to protect the rights of the population, the full functioning of the Republican institutions, and to immediately proceed to armed struggle. The entire country must activate to defeat this imperialist aggression. Likewise, he has ordered the immediate deployment of the Command for the Comprehensive Defense of the Nation and the direction organs for comprehensive defense in all states and municipalities of the country. In strict adherence to Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, Venezuela reserves the right to exercise legitimate defense to protect its people, its territory, and its independence. We call on the peoples and governments of Latin America, the Caribbean, and the world to mobilize in active solidarity against this imperialist aggression. As Supreme Commander Hugo Chavez Frias pointed out, in the face of any circumstance of new difficulties, no matter how great, the response of all and all patriots is unity, struggle, battle, and victory. Okay, so that's Venezuela's response. War, basically. Calling on take up arms against the United States, basically. And that one. Well, yeah, Conviasa aircraft outside of Venezuela. What is that? That's, going to Moscow? From Caracas to Moscow. That's got diplomats on it for sure. Russia's their ally, so. Likely diplomats, could be Maduro. This flight's going to Cancun. People getting the hell out. Iran for maintenance, and they're guessing. This is Flight Radar guessing for Iran destinations. I don't have a flight data for that one. Or that one. Okay. But you got one going to Moscow, which Likely got important people on it if it's going to Moscow. Well, important for Venezuela and Russia. Still have our tanker circling. Yep. That's still happening. Okay. I guess we'll keep the flight going to Moscow up. See if that's got any diplomats or Maduro on it. I don't know if you would fly a commercial plane. Maybe you would. I don't know. You guys think Maduro's on that plane? 3 minutes ago, President Nicolas Maduro accused the United States of carrying out military attacks against Venezuela. In a statement released by Venezuela's communications ministry, Venezuela rejects, repudiates, and denounces U.S. military aggression in the capital. So basically what I read to you guys, but the longer version. Okay, so that flight's going. We'll keep that up. What is this? Norway helicopter out? Okay, we'll keep that up. Move that over here next to my other flight, which is the air tanker. And close that. Got my battle map up. I don't know if this morons said anything. What is that now? I don't know. Just AI Pritzker. Okay. Associated Press. Is there... Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if they have... They should have, like, breaking news reporting. Okay, we have CNN's updates. What about AP? There we go. That's the same thing. They don't have breaking news reporting with it, like up to the minute stuff. Like we have from the Times, and then even CNN, I think. Nope, they don't have breaking news with it. No, I don't. No, absolutely not. Okay, so no breaking stories right now with it. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, in other areas of the world where missile attacks are taking place, and missile attack in Kharkiv killing 2. Looks like it's 2 in the morning right now, my time, chat, 2 a.m. I did not expect to be up doing war reporting at this time. I don't think anyone did. As Trump is apparently launching a military attack against Venezuela, it would sure be nice to have a functioning legislative branch right now. They got rid of it. It was part of Project 2025, taking the reins of government. It was in there. It was written. Matthew Ballard said, I'm absolutely disgusted to be American. I appreciate live coverage. If you support these war crimes in chat, please study the invasion of Iraq. Most of us were alive for that, too. This is like the war on terror mixed with the narco CIA dark government stuff from the past. All mixed into one. War on terror mixed with that. Narco terror, CIA stuff. Because that went so well. There's another video coming in, so we got another video clip. Guayara Airport in northern Venezuela was reportedly among several sites struck tonight. Yeah, weapons of mass fentanyl. We can watch this again. I'm gonna repost this one though. This is like the main port of Venezuela. Okay, what else we got? That's a picture. We saw that photo already. Okay. I have not seen Reuters report that U.S. ground forces are in Venezuela. I haven't either. When people need to stop, like at this point, like look at hypocrisy. Like yes, their whole that's their brand. Their brand is hypocrisy. So I don't know. Just in times like this, I'm just like, of course, they're gonna change their tune. U.S. President Donald Trump gave the Pentagon the green light to conduct land strikes in Venezuela days before the actual operation occurred, with the officials discussing conducting the mission on Christmas Day, but airstrikes in Nigeria against ISIS targets took precedence, according to 2 U.S. officials who spoke to CBS News. They were going to attack on Christmas. But the Nigeria ISIS was more important. So, jeez, dude. So this would have been on Christmas. Who the hell was the guy who isn't a religious person but got a whole bunch of stupid religious people to vote for him? Just being honest. And a bunch of you got the evangelical nonsense. And he even just said at Erica Kirk's fucking dazzle fest that or whatever, and I don't think I'm even going to heaven. He doesn't believe in it at all. It doesn't. None of that is a thing to him. But he's got like this worship of people that are, or they think they are. Whatever. I don't care. Footage of U.S. helicopter, possible United States Marine Corps AH-1Z Viper engaging ground targets with gun and rocket fire in Caracas, Venezuela. Okay, so still unclear. Let me click into OSINT Technical. We got damage after U.S. airstrikes targeting the port of... Why am I not following? Why did this happen? I should be following OSINT Technical. I don't know why I'm unfollowed. I didn't do that. Damage after U.S. airstrikes targeting the port of La Guaira in northern Venezuela. So here's some battle damage assessment aftermath video. Yeah, I get people are driving by to take videos, but there's secondary attacks. People are driving by to get videos, but like that's not a. I wouldn't go anywhere near that. Like they're gonna hit it again likely. Or if they're not, then I'm glad. But like that's a dangerous place to be. There you go. Here's the video of the helicopter. U.S. helicopter firing rockets at ground targets in Caracas. Okay, so it's only a 5-second clip there. See if our air tanker is still up there. Oh. Yep. Still flying. I'm not logged in. I have a flight radar account. I'm not logged in. We're also tracking a flight from Caracas that's going to Moscow. Could have diplomats or Maduro or some important people on it. Could be. Who knows? Just interesting to look at. See what else we got here. 3:01 a.m. in Caracas. Images shared by a citizen from Fuerte Tiuna.
Están atacando eso ahí, niña. No se ve bien porque es de noche. Ahorita sí se ve y lo que pasa es que no están grabando. Papá, quédate tranquilo. Allá va uno. No se ve, no sé si se ve. Míralo allá donde se ve. Se lo tapó ya la montaña. Están atacando. Eso creo que es la vaina de Delcy. La casa de Delcy Rodríguez, si no me equivoco. Allá están los helicópteros.
Russia can't do anything militarily. They can arm and assist with weaponry, like they can give drones, which that's good luck. But we have our drone forces, but they have communications jamming, but they don't have the capability to war because of their own war in Ukraine that is going terrible for them. And they don't have the equipment to help in any for tanks or anything major right now.
¿Lo ves? ¿Cómo le disparan, weón? Vaina por aquí.
Oh, this is the whole video. Okay, this is the whole clip. I gotta share this. This is the whole thing that shows the whole helicopter, not just the 5 seconds. All right, one more time. This is about a minute.
Están atacando eso ahí, niña. No se ve bien porque es de noche. Ahorita sí se ve y lo que pasa es que no están grabando. Papá, quédate tranquilo. Allá va uno. No se ve, no sé si se ve. Míralo allá donde se ve. Se lo tapó ya la montaña. Están atacando. Eso creo que es la vaina de Delcy. La casa de Delcy Rodríguez, si no me equivoco. Allá están los helicópteros. ¿Lo ves?
That's a minigun.
¿Cómo le disparan, weón? Vaina por aquí.
And then I don't know the type of rockets. Hellfire. Hydra. I don't know. I don't know anything about rockets or any. I served in the army. Whatever those rockets are called, Hydras. So that's the 160th SOAR. Yeah, belonging to the U.S. Army's 160th SOAR, so an MH-47. Okay, those are Hydras. From a U.S. Apache. So you have multiple helicopters involved. U.S. surface-to-air missile launch from Petare, East Caracas. Gunfire heard too. Surface-to-air missile launch.
Mira cómo. Mira. Mira dónde va uno, mira. Una vaina. Ay, Dios mío. Mira cómo. Mira. Mira dónde va uno, mira. Una vaina.
So there could have been U.S. I don't know if any U.S. lives were lost in this either, because they were fighting back. Like the bases were fighting back here. This is what this is showing you, that there was surface-to-air missiles. So those helicopters were being targeted in response from the bases on the ground.
Ay, Dios mío. Mira cómo.
A civilian driving through Caracas while aerial attacks are taking place around him. So the more videos are going to be coming in now. that's a civilian video. Civilians shouldn't go anywhere. Like, that's the video we saw earlier. That's the second time I've seen this. I still don't trust this one yet. I had to see it from another source. Here's a new footage from the strike at the port north of Caracas with the ship, another angle of it.
No sé si fue un barco.
So, one more time here, 30-second clip of the port. It's a longer video than the other one.
No sé si fue un barco.
Brother, listen. I'm seeing people. You're out of your mind. I don't care. I hate Donald Trump. And if the United States was attacked by another country and we were bombed by Russia, and that would be a weird situation to be in. But I'm taking the side of America. Okay, so it doesn't matter if there's Venezuelans that are against Maduro, right? America's bombing their capital city. They'll now support Maduro. Okay, so you're an idiot. Images of the bombing of the Port of La Guaria. So this is, I don't know if that, so this is the second part of that video where we see rockets coming in, but I don't know if the rockets coming in are in Venezuela yet. But this part seems to be of the video.
Allá en el puerto, papá. ¿Explotó barco o qué? Bien misil, mija. ¡Bum! Sí, sí, míralo. Dios mío, en la casa de Guipuzcoa, mira. ¡Santo Dios! Vete para acá, mamá. Vete para acá, mamá. ¡Ay, gasto! ¡Los misiles, cuidado! Dios mío santo. Los misiles. ¡Va, gato! Tira, mira los misiles. Marico, ¿no viste los que están cayendo? La casa de Guipuzcoana. Cayó en la casa de Guipuzcoana uno, mira, y hay otro. Ay, no. Mira, son otros. ¿Dónde? Allá, para allá, no sé. Mira. Ay. Mierda, allá en el...
Okay, so that's about a 48-second video there. Let's see what we got here. If I shared that, I'll share this one out. There's the geolocation. Unofficial information about, okay.
Esos son bombas, ya.
Llama esto.
Ya va, pues, ya va.
Vámonos.
Ya, Luisana, ya.
¿Qué es eso?
Esos son bombas.
¿Qué es
Sideways. The video sideways.
eso? Ay, Dios mío, ¿qué es eso? Mira, Gabriel, dame el teléfono, papá. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Qué?
Mira cómo se fue la luz allá, ¿ves?
Ya, normal.
No hay nada que hacer. Hoy fue.
No, ¿qué hacemos? Vámonos. No.
¿Para dónde nos vamos a ir? ¿Para dónde nos vamos a ir? Estamos vayendo más.
No. Dale volumen.
Okay. You got OSINT, Project, Shayland. Okay, that's Ukraine. Sorry. I got, nothing new there. I saw a couple of your guys' comments, but I'm not seeing you bombed Venezuela and Chinese officials were there. Maduro is a corrupt dictator and ordinary Venezuelans deserve to be free from his oppression. That doesn't mean Venezuela deserves to be invaded from the U.S. Them being a Russian and Chinese ally doesn't... Yeah. There you go. And it's not up to the U.S. to change the leader of Venezuela. Especially with bombing their capital city to do it. Are you out of your mind? Which is what I thought MAGA was against. I thought MAGA was against regime change and world policing. I really thought that, I guess. Cuba denounces the attack. Okay. So China was there. Oh, God. Wonder if... Okay. So China was there hours prior to these attacks. And the same people that were like lying about our help to Ukraine, in which no U.S. soldiers were involved. We were given Ukraine hand-me-down weapons from years past. We were nothing. No regime change. We weren't trying to change the regime of Ukraine or Russia either. It was literally just trying to help Ukraine defend themselves against Russia's invasion. Nothing else. And the same people were like, that's going to cause a World War III, and we're going to go and have to fight Russia. The same people that voted for Trump and were like, Trump is anti-war president. What a Houdini magic trick. So relatively quiet now in Venezuela. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment might have already went in and got out after completing whatever mission they carried out in Caracas, with the strikes operating to be a cover for the operation by the 160th, possibly the attempted arrest or assassination of Maduro and other officials. So it was like they dropped off there were special forces on the ground conducting whatever while the loud bombings of the bases was taking place. So the bombings and the airstrikes or whatever they were, still waiting for more on that. This is all developing, guys. So I don't have all the answers right now. Okay, it'll come out. There's no way right now, especially since this just happened an hour ago, that we have all of the answers. We just don't. Okay, it's going to take time. It's going to take the rest of the day, the rest of the week, through the weekend. This is going to be the only thing we're talking about. We're going to be going out and covering ICE raids, but this is going to be the main story. This is going to be the #1 story in the entire world for a long time now. Okay. So more information will come in and will be a clearer picture as to what all happened tonight. But we know that troops are on the ground. We had special forces on the ground. You had the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, and you had helicopters engaging targets on Venezuelan military bases and targets at the Venezuelan ports. We have multiple video and geolocated photos of it. A new DEFCON chart. New York Times says they are currently unsure where Maduro is at the moment, but that at least some of the people in his inner circle appear to be safe. Maduro is flying to Moscow. I bet you he's on this plane. I could be wrong, though. I guess we'll see. Anamarchy History said, so airstrikes I get, do you? Neutralizing the regime and allowing color revolutionaries to overthrow the hated oppressor and stop the drug trade? What? Putting SOCOM on the ground with SOAR backed by half the U.S. Air Force is something bigger? What do you mean the airstrikes you get? Shut up. What do you mean? Are we just accepting that airstrikes on Venezuela are okay, that's fine? What do you mean? Multiple sources tell CBS News that Venezuela and military posts are being targeted in ongoing operation, as we've been seeing. Okay, so as more people are waking up, it's getting reported out. And we saw that the NOTAM from the FAA banning flights over Venezuela. Sky News is awake now, sharing videos. This is a reel compiling videos that we're seeing on the internet from Sky News. Can't wait to see Congress just let Trump start a war without their approval. Also, the other question people are asking about what Congress doing. The Republican Party controls the Congress. And guess who Trump is? Trump is the Republican. He's the Republican Party. I don't know why that is like not like the reason why Congress is doing nothing and sucks ass is because they're under control of the Republican Party. That's why. So both the House and the Senate. We have midterm elections this year though. So that can change. Not for a while. That's why they're doing everything they can right now until that changes. And so if you have a majority Republican Congress and then also they control the presidency and also they control the Supreme Court, they get to do whatever the hell they want. There's nothing else. They have full reign of the government. Okay, here's a video just came in about 20 minutes ago, the latest video at the port showing this showing a vessel ablaze after a series of US airstrikes.
No sé si fue un barco.
Yeah, well, that's the latest video that's came in, but nothing. Shut up. And my Alexa just went off. Our most tracked flight right now, U.S. Air Force KC-135. Yep. Tracked by 31,000 people. Still going in a circle, which tells us that it's still it's either, well, I don't know Air Force operations, so I guess I shouldn't say, but it refuels jets. It could be refueling them right now while they're still conducting operations. We don't have any further reports of any airstrikes taking place right now or any type of Air Force operations over Caracas or Venezuela as we speak. But you still have the air tanker, super tanker, sorry, strato tanker is what it's called, flying in an oval shaped pattern just north of the water, or just south of Puerto Rico. I should say that instead. It's closer to Puerto Rico than it is Venezuela. Got almost 2:30 in the morning here, you guys. I was not expecting to be up doing breaking news at this hour. As we track all possible U.S. airstrikes in Venezuela, it's worth remembering that the White House and Pentagon do not typically comment until all air crews are safely back. So far at this hour, we have heard no acknowledgement from the U.S. Always possible strikes remain ongoing. Okay. So there's no comment in which, as we're seeing, one of the strato tankers still active. This is the flight to Moscow from Venezuela, which it could have important people on it. Could just be a regular flight to Moscow in the middle of airstrikes. So we'll see what's up with that. Okay. Warehouses, it looks like. Okay. So Evergreen Intel is saying that that's actually warehouses there that are ablaze and not a ship. That makes more sense. Yep. That's exactly what that is. You can see the ending, the sidewalk, the ending of the pier here where the warehouses are at. Okay, so warehouses on fire. 2 of them, because it's on each side. Here it is one more time. Here's the video. Well, either fuel or some resources.
No sé si fue un barco.
They're secondary. Those are secondary explosions. That's a secondary explosion. Right. Yeah, but it's a warehouse though. I know that's what people are thinking. That's what that is. People, even I thought it looked like a boat, but it's not. It's the warehouse. Trump ordered strikes on sites in Venezuela, including military facilities. So again, here's just a few of the videos if you guys are just tuning in. This is at the airport. Okay, so that's at the airport. This is at the port, and civilians driving by recording. Okay, so civilians driving past. You got, that's the warehouse that we saw getting blown up from a distance. The recent video that we just played, this one came out about an hour ago, but it's from a distance. But that's the warehouse and the secondary explosion, and that's the shore. Let me see here. That was up. Where was that? Now I can't remember what shoreline that was on. I think it was this Higuerte. Now I'm gonna have to look that up now. Well, it'll come back. It'll be relevant again. Where that image was from. President Trump ordered strikes on Venezuela, which includes military facilities, according to a White House official. Okay. From Jake Traylor, who's a White House correspondent. Yeah, I can reshare Mac's videos. I've posted some of the videos where they're located at. But here's some more. Oops.
Mira, huevón, durísimo, chamo. Ya vas a ver un incendio, pero una vaina. Oye, marico, algo está pasando. Verga, marico. Ignacio, mete otra vaina en el aeropuerto, papá.
¿Para qué hacemos? ¿Para qué hacemos?
Aquí, acá.
¿Que se queda allá?
Sí. Verga, ahí.
Okay, other video.
Mira allá, mira el quemado.
You can see some of the explosions on the hill line or the skyline in the back. Okay, so those are 4 videos that came out. Oh, well, actually 8 total videos. 7 with a photo. So I've reposted those out on X. More people confirming that airstrikes are happening. United States Armed Services Committee was not notified ahead of any potential military action tonight in Venezuela. Of course. Of course not. I'll serve crack before I... United States Navy, U.S. Marine Corps F-35s and FA-18s about to XP farm the Venezuelan Air Force. Jesus. A lot of political takes right now, not a whole lot of like reporting coming in. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro location is currently unknown. However, at least some members of his inner circle appear to be safe, according to 2 people with knowledge of the situation who spoke to the New York Times. What's MAGA saying? I don't care. Well, wait, whatever Trump says, they'll just repeat it in different ways. And War Translated just posted that video out that we've seen of the port and the warehouse. Major diversions of civil flights away from San Juan and Puerto Rico as U.S. forces likely to use the island to stage strikes on Venezuela. All right, well, if you're just joining us, we got multiple airstrikes and explosions in the capital city of Venezuela, in Caracas. Donald Trump ordered strikes against military targets. Well, we also had U.S. Special Forces on the ground conducting who knows what. Nobody was told. Congress isn't involved at all. They don't know what's going on. Scatter reports of some form of ground stop at the airport, though no official NOTAM has been posted yet. I'm looking at the airport. He's saying they're getting diverted. Like they were intended to go there, and now they're getting turned around. Okay. Well, we'll keep up on our tanker, which is still flying in an oval shape pattern. So you still have the air tanker up. Yeah, I saw that. We showed this on the stream. Video shows damage from U.S. airstrikes at the port of La Guaira, just north of Caracas. So this is just an aftermath video showing what happened. Okay, so that shows some of the damage. Thank you for tagging me in that. Also, we got Discord, you guys. Discord server. I don't. The attacks didn't look. I don't know about that video. Still don't like that. I still don't like that. I don't know if that's an accurate video. Yeah, Epstein Island's close. Unconfirmed claim. Then I'm not gonna post it. No rumors. South Asia Index. I don't. A lot of nothing confirmed. So we know that the Senate Armed Forces Committee was not notified. Trump administration officials are aware of reports of explosions in aircraft over Venezuela's Caracas this morning. Tells CBS News. No official comment yet. Okay, here you go. Breaking. Here's the locations. Locations hit in U.S. airstrikes in Venezuela include Fuerte Tiuna, which is a military base in Caracas, La Carlota, air base in Caracas, El Volcan, which is a signal antenna, which I told you guys that could have been one of the things, one of their communications, comms towers, which that was hit. La Guaira port, which is the main port of Venezuela, which we've seen video from multiple times now. Okay, so that's the latest there on some of the locations that were hit. Checking in on this. This isn't. Oh my god, whatever. They're liars, okay? Liars lie. Our previous coverage on the buildup at Luis Munoz Marin International Airport from August 27th. They were reporting that the U.S. was putting recon planes there back in August. Puerto Rico now hosts a detachment of Navy P-8A Poseidons conducting surveillance and gathering intelligence across the Caribbean. LJ Boo in 28 months and Congress didn't vote. We weren't attacked. Illegal. Yeah, you guys need to stop invoking Congress. Okay, that like the MAGA controls everything, and that means that it's just Donald Trump. Okay, there is no government. There's like we have a midterm election, I guess, and that can change it a little bit, or it can delay it at least, and then yeah, well, Trump is president. We don't have anything else. The fight for the institution of the government was in 2020 when Trump tried to overthrow the election, and then it was like, oh, we defeated that, and then we voted for him again, or he came back, so he's president again. So America didn't care. So I mean, you're asking for Congress. I'm wondering why you're even asking. At this point, if you're not taking the administration's like they're not doing well, but they're in terms of their actions, and like you got the federal police in the streets of our cities. The National Guard's been deployed multiple times. We've been bombing drug boats for no reason, without any type of due process or investigation or anything. The time to be shocked is long gone now. President of Pisa, Jason. And doesn't seem so. Everyone's posting it. The pro peace ticket. They'll say that. Well, we're in 1984 world, so they'll say that this is peace. This is peace. This will provide peace and stability for the American people. They're under the scourge of fentanyl. Maybe it's just a super low res camera. Yes. Or maybe I'm tripping, but I could swear we have seen the second public appearance of the stealth hawk since the Bin Laden raid. Doesn't look like a Venom or a normal hawk, nor is it a CH-53. Nothing new coming in yet. Right now it's quiet. Ruben Gallego said, second unjustified war in my lifetime. This war is illegal. It's embarrassing that we went from the world cop to the world bully in less than 1 year. There's no reason for us to be at war with Venezuela. From Ruben Gallego. This looks like a YouTuber and a streamer from Venezuela. More explosions shaking up my house, and I am like an hour away from Fort Taruna, which I assume is their target. Correct. And they said they're missing a lot. There you go. Here's the cope. Here you guys go. So you guys will know the narrative as it's coming out. I stand with President Trump. I voted for him because I trust his judgment. I trust our commander-in-chief. President Trump ordered strikes on sites inside Venezuela, including military facilities, according to U.S. officials cited by CBS News. Keeping America safe comes first. What does this even mean? And this is another MAGA tactic that they're doing now, is like writing in lines like this. Like one sentence, one sentence, one sentence, one sentence, and then a sentence. This is their new thing. It's like programming. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. What an idiot. And they said Trump would start wars. And they were correct. And they were absolutely correct. Well, we're going to have a lot of anti-war protests to cover. I think I got the live view and everything. Going to be on the ground covering anti-war protests. We have no vital national interest in Venezuela to justify war. We should have learned not to stumble into another stupid adventure by now. And he's not even bothering to tell the American public. Of course not. I wonder how they're going to pivot from daycares to war to defending war. But it's going to happen, though. It'll happen. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it. You got an operation of the onboard gun of the American Apache type helicopter in Caracas. Like, be so serious. This does nothing, dude. It's not gonna prevent. Oh, this does fucking nothing other than regime change and taking their resources by force, which that'll be paid back somehow in American lives. This is ICE in Minnesota. We'll be back out there tomorrow, covering that. The U.S. bombed the mausoleum of former Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez.
Acaban de explotar el 4F.
Mira, mira.
Yeah, it sounded more like a minigun than the 20 mil. You got to realize it's like almost 3 a.m, so I'm a little tired. So I'm not I'm not as locked in and on point as I usually would be, guys. I'm sorry. We're doing the best I can.
Acaban de explotar el 4F.
Mira, mira.
Okay. That's the 160th, right? No. So I'm guessing this was the staging before all of this. Spanish language broadcast reported that Venezuelan air defense was not active, suggesting that the military was taken by surprise. The timing is interesting here. Moon is nearly full, far from optimal for this kind of thing, especially using special forces helicopters deep into a metro area like this. Strikes likely helped clear the air defenses for them, but that is unclear at this time. Target may have dictated the timeline here. Hmm. The buildup seems to have been complete for some time now, so the timing makes sense in that matter, but not in the lighting conditions, which are especially sensitive for an operation like this, like what we are getting at a glimpse of deep in contested territory. We even had this discussion on Tuesday amongst our staff. We said Friday, Saturday would make sense, but the moon is very much not right. Better conditions in the middle of January. Cuba's foreign minister condemns tonight's military operation by the United States. So we strongly condemn the ongoing military aggression by the U.S. against Venezuela. The bombings and acts of war against Caracas and other locations in the country are cowardly acts against a nation that has not attacked the U.S. or any other country. You said Merc is baked. I wish I was. No, I'm tired. No, this is just tired. Nope. I haven't had a safety meeting now in over 2 hours. I was enjoying myself on my gaming channel and having a safety meeting or two, but not since this news started. Nope. So here we are, January 3rd, 2026, and we are at war with Venezuela. Without Congress, without the act of Congress, obviously, but yeah, look it, see, knew it. Yeah. There's these videos of like that's not Venezuela. That happens all the time. There you go. Yep. Knew it. Happens every time. Every time breaking news comes in, fake videos come in at the same time. So you got to be careful. FAA bans U.S. commercial flights in Venezuela airspace over ongoing military activity ahead of explosions in the capital of Caracas. The Pentagon and the White House did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Is that new AP reporting? No, it's the same one. We read that a while ago now. I've read the statement from Maduro, the FAA warning, and the NOTAM. Saturday's blasts come as the U.S. military has been targeting in recent days alleged drug smuggling boats on Friday. Venezuela said it was open to negotiating an agreement with the U.S. to combat drug trafficking. Maduro also said in a pre-taped interview aired Thursday that the U.S. wants to force a government change in Venezuela and gain access to its vast oil reserves through the months-long pressure campaign that began with a massive military deployment to the Caribbean Sea in August. Maduro has been charged with narco-terrorism in the U.S. The CIA was behind a drone strike last week at a docking area believed to have been used by Venezuelan drug cartels in what was the first known direct operation on Venezuelan soil since the U.S. began strikes on boats in September. U.S. President Trump, for months, had threatened that he could soon order strikes on targets on Venezuelan land. The U.S. has also seized sanctioned oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela, and Trump ordered a blockade of others in a move that seemed designed to put a tighter chokehold on the South American country's economy. The U.S. military has been attacking boats in the Caribbean Sea and the eastern Pacific Ocean since early September. As of Friday, the number of known boat strikes is 35, and the number of people killed is at least 115, according to numbers announced by the Trump administration. So that means it's probably more than that, or less. I don't trust any numbers that come out of the Trump administration. Okay, so nothing new there from AP. Scam. We got our it's gonna happen again. Scam Higby's on the case. He said he just contacted officials at the Pentagon and was told there was no statement to relay at this time. Thanks, Cam. I was told a statement would be issued as soon as one is available. It appears operations are ongoing. Wow. Thanks, Cam. That's the new Pentagon correspondent, guys. That music, whenever we read Cam's content, it just starts. This is not fucking okay. From Richard Woodruff, okay? So some takes, but not really anything new. Nothing really new. Got Ukraine information coming in. And they said Trump would start wars. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. There'll be a lot of hypocrisy being called out. And then you know what they're going to say is, oh, you support what they're going to do? No. They don't even need to counter Trump and be like, Trump's being hypocritical. They're going to say, oh, you support narco-terrorism? Oh, what do you support? Maduro? You support the Maduro regime? That's what they're going to say. They're not even going to talk about Trump. They're not even going to mention Trump and like the lies. They're going to say, "Oh, you support terrorism? You support criminals? You support drugs? You support fentanyl? Is that what you're saying?" That's what MAGA will say. Okay? They'll gaslight. If you're looking, there will be some that will like fall off for sure. The majority though right now, especially if they're holding on at this point, will like blame you and be like, "Oh, what are you against what are you against narco?" Or it's just they're going to flip the argument. They're going to flip the whole argument completely. Chad, take a moment and like and subscribe. Take a moment if you haven't on the stream, if you're watching, and like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody watching over on Twitch as well. I see all you guys.
Mamá huevo, qué locura.
Listen, no, don't get to do that. No, When I was a drug addict and when I was abusing drugs, it was my problem. It was my fault. I was doing that to my own body. I was consuming the drug. Okay? And in the US, smoking the cartel leaders would not stop me at that time in my life from finding what I needed to find and doing what I needed to do. I don't care. They could have went after every distributor of the cocaine and where cocaine comes from. And guess what? I would have figured out how to find it at that time in my life. So you would talk about how this isn't going to do shit for Americans. The fentanyl addicts are fentanyl addicts because they choose to be, not because of anything else. Yeah, maybe people should stop using drugs. Huh? Listen, you're not gonna. I went through recovery. It's a personal choice, and it's only up to people that want to come out of it to personally come out of it. Ain't gonna be no. Listen, they can bomb all the fentanyl dealers, every fentanyl origin place. All the fentanyl addicts and people dying of fentanyl are gonna continue to. This ain't gonna change a single thing.
Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, yo.
Or you'll have the CIA traffic it in anyways. So it doesn't matter. I mean, the last time we went against narco-terrorism, we only have absolute evidence of the CIA distributing crack amongst our inner cities. Okay, and that's already a known thing. So the fentanyl epidemic is probably the same thing to me, in my opinion. I was out there in the middle of like all of that, and like there were some fentanyl users, but like, yeah, if you snort fentanyl a little bit, you're likely gonna die, right then and there. Right then and there. It sucks. It really does. But it's the choice of the individual. Okay, and it's also a climate. It's also a result of our economic climate too. Okay, people are doing these drugs and are putting these poisons in their body because we don't have stable living environment. We don't have stable health care. We don't have, our education is getting destroyed, and the quality of life is deteriorating for the working class. And so people are choosing drugs because it gives them drugs in the moment give you a escape from reality and will change your psychosis. And so more and more people will seek extreme means to do so, including fentanyl. And by bombing Maduro and Caracas here is not going to change that. It'll be a different drug because our social economic climate in the United States is not changing. Nope. Listen, I'll help you. If you really support these attacks on Venezuela from the US, I will help you out and get you signed up. I served 10 years in the US Army. I got back problems and all. I will help you go fight. I will get you signed up. I'll get you to the people that you need to. I have connections to recruiters, and I can get you in an Army uniform, and you can go and fight and go do that. You ain't gonna do it in my fucking chat. Okay? That you're not gonna be able to do it there.
Marico, tengo corazón mío. Ya, marico. Llama ya mismo.
Pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Miche. Vamos bien. Mira, mamá, ¿qué te me sigue preguntando? ¡Mamá huevo! ¡Mamá huevo! ¡Uf! ¡Ay, mamá huevo! Erga, se metieron los...
American here living in Spain. My wife is Venezuelan. Every single Venezuelan I know fully supports these attacks. And yeah, they are Democrats. You're an idiot. Only in America do we have like a binary existence of Republicans and Democrats. Outside of that, the rest of the world doesn't do that. So you're full of shit. Go fuck yourself. Go, you are a liar. And you're a liar. And I know you're a liar. Why would you think you could come in like I am on top of all of this. Yeah, I'm on top of the entire situation of politics, of like how it is in American real politic. You're a liar.
Okay, siguen las explosiones, se escuchan helicópteros, son las 1:58.
My wife she's from Venezuela and they're Democrats. Shut the fuck, get the hell out of here.
De la mañana están atacando el fuerte Fiuna.
Only in our country, or it's like you got binary of like there's Democrat and then there's Republicans, and that's it. And you know why we're like that? Because of MAGA and because of Trump making it that way for 10 years, 10 plus years. And why we're broken. During tonight's operation, multiple strikes targeted Cerro El Volcan, one of the highest mountain peaks overlooking Venezuela's capital of Caracas, which holds a vast majority of SATCOM and other communication infrastructure towers for city, including the main signal antenna. Okay, so that's one of the military targets that I predicted could be a thing, and it's been confirmed. Signal and comms towers. Yeah, that's the correct. I mean, that's without. I mean, sure. At this point, like with the affordability and just the absolute with the tariffs and the extreme tax breaks for the ultra rich and the working class getting shit on, like in terms of if there's a bad actor in another country, I hope the country can fix it, because America has our own problems. At this point, that's where that's where I'm at with it. Okay, I'm like America first, but woke, and not like the Nazi version and like the Nick Fuentes version, right? Because obviously you have that, and like they're absolute Nazis. But I'm like the opposite of that. But like I don't like in terms of but like Maduro, bad for sure. But bombing him and bombing their leaders and like that doesn't do anything. It's just so stupid. We're only going to hear from like the worst people over the next week now. There's Nick Sorter. 78 million Americans voted for no new wars. Thanks for speaking up, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're a real one. Nick Sorter now. Breaking total mayhem in the streets of Caracas. This operation just started about an hour ago, and the country is already on their knees. Same guy who was just in Minneapolis on New Year's Eve because he has no friends and no family, trolling daycare centers. And he's talking about how Trump is bringing Venezuela to their knees now. It's embarrassing.
What's up? I'm just here to wish everybody a happy new year from the quality.
Okay, and now they're like bombing Venezuela is so based after spending their New Year's Eve, right? With like there's like so many things you could do on New Year's Eve, including going to bed. Because you got New Year's Day off, right? And so you can go to bed and not see the ball drop and not do any of that dumb shit and just go to bed. But this guy decided to go and troll a daycare on New Year's Eve. No friends, no family, no gathering, no early night sleep because you got work. Nope, out doing single male, white male activities. While now cheering on the bombing of Venezuela and saying that the country's on their knees. They're insufferable. So just be ready for that. Like they have no shame. They're insufferable, and like you're not gonna get through. Okay, so don't even try. That's my suggestion to you. Spokesman for Venezuelan opposition leader David Smolansky reports the following targets have been hit. Okay, just like CBS reported. Dave Troy says, watch how Putin responds to action in Venezuela. There is long-standing chatter in Russian circles that the U.S. should be given Venezuela in exchange for staying out of Ukraine. Probably what they were discussing over the envoy meetings with Steve Witkoff. Like when they go to when the U.S. and Russia meet over they're not even talking about Ukraine. Like when they meet and then they have all of the Ukraine support community like on the edge of their seat waiting for something. You're waiting for nothing. Like I've been telling you for now a year and a half. You're waiting for nothing. They're talking about other shit, which include Venezuela, which is likely why 11 days ago you had Russia began evacuating its families of diplomats from Venezuela a week ago. Trump doesn't do anything major without the Kremlin being in on it or knowing. They're pretty connected. So, the whole time that you got U.S. and Russia meeting, they're talking likely about this. They're like, Russia's going to continue its invasion. There's going to be nothing that stops it. Not Europe, not the U.S., as you guys can see, as you guys continue to see. So, and now a new war that's going to push Ukraine further down the consciousness of the world. So it's like now it's even worse. Still remember when you had people that supported Ukraine that were like, Trump will help. Just remember that. Trump will be better for Ukraine. Remember that. Not seeing anything new in terms of reports coming in out this time, guys, though. So it does seem like it's quieted down significantly in terms of ongoing strikes. But let's catch you guys up. In case you just started tuning in, the flight to Moscow is just another regular commercial flight. Don't let it deviate the attention to this terrorist attack the USA just commit. Well, that flight to Moscow. What do you mean? I haven't even looked at the flight. Is my bad? I haven't looked at this flight now in like a half hour. I already said I don't know if this is anything. It's just a flight from Caracas during the attack, and it's destined for Moscow. I said it could have diplomats on it. It could even have Maduro, but who knows? Who knows who's on it? But it was interesting to see a flight leave Caracas to Moscow during that. Beyond that, it could be nothing. It could just be civilians. Who knows? We'll have to wait until it lands, and then we get reports of where the diplomats are. Or if like the Venezuelan foreign minister or like the defense secretary or any of the administration of Maduro, if they're alive. Because these attacks, people were killed during these attacks. So we don't know any of that right now. U.S. aircraft struck, El Volcan Communications Complex. One of their comms towers. Donald the Dove. That's crazy. That was a real opinion. Hillary the Hawk. Oh, from 26. That's crazy. There were like the anti-war protest of last year 2 years ago now. The anti-war 2024 protests sucked. I mean, I get it. They were protesting Biden because he was president, but when it came to the Republican Party and Trump, nothing. Now I was out there the whole time wondering, like, the Republican Party and the Heritage Foundation, and they like are the Warhawks for real. I mean, yes, the Democratic Party will continue it and not really change it, but the ones that are like the genesis of is the Republican Party. Nothing, nothing really. No real anti-war protests focused on the Republicans for some weird reason. All of 2024, the whole year. Couldn't believe it. It's because, you know why? It's because Donald Trump's real anti-war message really like resonated. And so like by proxy, they didn't really protest him and like didn't really go at him for anything. Because Biden was president. Trump wasn't in power. But the idea that Donald Trump is a peace president is just insane, and especially with him being a part of the Republican Party. Like you had to have turned your brain off. I couldn't believe it, dude. I'm like, I get it. Like, yeah, it's if you're gonna be anti-war, it's important to protest both parties for sure because they uphold the same thing. But the attention on the Republicans did not start really until like last year in 2025. Because it's like we have to. Why do you have to wait for them to take power and start breaking shit? And like for people to like, the Republicans are the actual like they're the masterminds behind the evil. Like they do they are the actors. The Democratic Party upholds it. They do, and like they also participate within it. But the Republican Party like start the fucking things. Like they're the genesis of it. So that's why I just didn't understand why there wasn't like a equal, especially with the threat of another Trump presidency. Like I understand holding Biden accountable and because he wasn't doing enough to stop Israel, or help Ukraine, wasn't doing either. But like the threat of Trump was so significant. And the anti-war crowd was just not even interested in protest. They're going to protest him now, though. Oh boy, I'm about to see the most anti-Trump protests. About to see Donald Trump on posters and everything. I saw it. I didn't even see it at all in 2024 during the election season. Nope. I think there was like one sign I saw with Trump and Biden on it, but most of it was like Biden and Harris on like all of the anti-war protest signs. Which again, I understand because they were president and vice president at the time and they held the power. But, you know, if like you're an anti-war protest against the United States establishment of like the government, and to not include the Republican Party at all was really, really, really fucking really sauce to me. Still is. You guys saw this? Anyone else saw that too? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the same thing I did. Or am I just at 3:15 a.m. ranting and I'm the only one that saw that? Well, we're gonna see it now. There will be anti-war protests. There will be, and it will be focused against Trump. So at least there'll be a thing now. Like we went to a anti-war. We went to a rally. I went to a rally in St. Paul when it was still the XL Energy Center where the Wild are. And Trump was having a rally inside, and the anti-war rally outside was protesting Biden. And MAGA that went out there to go support Trump was confused because they thought the anti-war crowd was Biden supporters, obviously, because that's how MAGA brain works. They were like, those are Democrats because they don't support Trump, so therefore Democrats. Meanwhile, I don't even know if the anti-war activists vote or anything. They probably don't participate in the. I don't know. Maybe they do. They're definitely not Democrats, though. And then they were like, wait, you guys don't like Biden too? Well, we don't like Biden. We like Trump. Okay, well, Trump. It's so weird. It was such a weird thing. Politics is crazy though. So, all right, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm trying. I'm tired. I was not ready to be up tonight and do a stream. The U.S. Embassy in Colombia has issued a shelter-in-place order for Americans in Venezuela. Wow. This just came in. I'll retweet this. Is there any public news stations in Venezuela? I'm not seeing any right now. No, I'm not seeing any. Nothing that's live with it. But we'll have what's that? This hour, GN officials are hiding the Multiplaza shopping center. Yeah, when you start seeing more political takes than you do the news coming in, it could be a time to take a break. Especially since I do need to get some sleep for the day. I'm up though, but like, you know, I think I should rest until the next set of news come in. Plus, we got isn't Putin pro Venezuela? Yeah, and Putin's also pro Israel too, or pro Netanyahu. So and Trump is pro Putin. So that doesn't mean anything. Just because Putin and Maduro are like friends doesn't justify anything. Putin, like I said, Putin and Trump are friends. So what does that mean? It means nothing. So if you're basing off of is this good or bad based on who's friends with Putin, there's more nuance to that than and there needs to be more thinking that go into it than just that. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep, guys. So this we're gonna take a break from here. We had about 3 hours of coverage. You can go back if you just started tuning in. All the videos were at the beginning, and they were coming in as the stream was going. So you can go back, and I just don't feel like rewatching videos, and like it's all on the stream. The stream will be posted. I do plan to get out and cover the ice raids in the Twin Cities today. We'll see though. Well, I'm good. No, I'm not. We'll see how long I'm out there. I might come home and fire up the stream here and see what the hell's happening with Venezuela. But that's just where we're at now. So lots of coverage today. I'm going to be live on the ground in Minneapolis. Okay. Live on the ground in the Twin Cities covering ice raids and whatever else right-wing clown show at the Leering Center or whatever is going on. And then now we got the U.S. attack on Venezuela. Okay, and that's where we're at with it. So U.S. attack. So if you're just tuning in before I sign off, the U.S. has begun attacks on Venezuela and has hit the capital of Venezuela, hit multiple military targets, military bases, warehouses at a port, communications towers. There's already been a response from Maduro and the government of Venezuela. Basically, like it's about to go down. Like they're gonna take up arms in response. There's been condemnations from other Latin American presidents and countries, but that's gonna continue throughout the day. I mean, just give it not even an hour, and you'll start seeing European leaders make statements and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I might even we're gonna have morning coverage, but we'll probably be talking about what's going on in Venezuela during that stream. Okay, so even though I'll be on the ground in the Twin Cities covering ice raids, I'll still be talking about Venezuela and what's going on. So you guys can track both tomorrow or today, whatever day it is for you. All right, guys. So we'll have more for this. Make sure you like and subscribe or follow, notification bell, join the Discord server so you get notified for when I go live. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the very next one. I appreciate all your guys' support going through all this information. But again, we got more to come on this. So make sure you stay tuned. So definitely more information on what we just did to Venezuela, and then more on what's happening on the ground with the ice raids, the inevitable protests. There will be, and that's why I even brought up the anti-war thing, just to get it out of my system, because there will be anti-war protests, and we're going to go there to cover them, and we'll be there on the ground at them. So that's likely that will happen. And then also just protests against ICE and protests against Trump, and like that will. I mean, we're in the holiday season's over. Christmas and New Year's. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We're back. All right. Have a good night, you guys. At least try to get some sleep, and I'll be live in the morning. Okay. See you guys then. Peace. Never mind. Hold on. Just as I'm signing off, this is Maduro was captured. Hold on. Literally come back. Literally everybody. I'm already signed out though, so people are leaving. Maduro has been captured. The United States has successfully carried out large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. Jesus. Okay. So literal regime change. Got him. Captured him and his wife. So there you go. Okay. Let me post this out now. Yep. Hold on. Okay, let me post this out. Breaking U.S. I gotta write this. Venezuelan. Hold on, let me repost this now too. My pictures. Oh my goodness. Where is the screenshot? Oh my god. There it is. All right. Maduro has been captured. I gotta write this out quick. Why is it? Stop it. Hold on, chat. Okay. I gotta post this on like all my platforms, so give me a second. But that is right now the latest. I gotta post this out. Okay. So there it is. There's the whole tweet. You guys can see the whole post. Just posted it. Gotta post it out. I'm also posted on YouTube. Oh, that's terrible. You had Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth posted too. Guys, reshare. Like the video quick. Reshare the stream. Reshare the stream out. We're still here. Hey, appreciate half. I lost like half my viewers, but it's fine. So there's Pete Hegseth reposting Trump's truth, and also I think he tweeted it, right? Yeah. Did Trump post it too on his own Twitter? No. Oh, he tagged Trump in it. And then he posted the video from October 17th.
Maduro offered everything in his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What should we do in order to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Maduro offered.
And so that was Trump on October 17th. Beyond that, I guess now we know why nobody knew where Maduro was. Yeah, he was captured. Okay, well, I'll put the truth tweet up just so people can see it. There it is. I'm trying to post this on my social media. But it says the United States has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Should try to cover that. I'm already committed to being out. Hold on. I need a better kind of post this out on my YouTube channel. So he's got a press conference at 11. That'll take like an hour. Be the longest thing ever. Hold on. Trying to get this up on my YouTube really quick for you guys. Bear with me for a second. That way, if you guys don't follow me on Facebook or any of the other platforms, you can still see all my posts. There you go. Okay, it's on the community tab. So President Maduro of Venezuela has been captured, along with his wife. Okay. So now you got everyone waking up. It's 3:30 in the morning. American government is not invading Venezuela to liberate the Venezuelans from dictatorship. Yeah. How does he declare emergency if he's captured? Okay, well, what do you, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you got Trump, and then you got his support base, which is a cult, and then all the things that they support him for, including but not limited to regime change and how that's bad. And then here we do it. We did it in the cover of night. MAGA will be like, well, if we could we should do regime change like that, where it's like a random Saturday and it's like quick, and then we could do that. That's going to be their cope. Well, at least this didn't last 20 years. Trump went in there and guy went in and out in one night. Got the president. What is he going to face trial? Are we going to put up what are we doing? Is he going to go to I don't know, chat. So we have the president of Venezuela and his wife. That's what the special forces did. All right. So regime change. The new who's gonna lead Venezuela? I don't know. But that's gonna be their talking point. I used to be that way, so I know how to tap into their brains and how to come up with cope for them at this point, and they do it. Well, first you had the Democrats defending Somali fraud, and now they're defending Nicolas Maduro, criminal. Oh, look at how anti-American they are. Send the guard back. It's likely going to be their cope. Likely going to be the message. Well, 11 a.m. news conference. You're just good at finding cope at this point, but somehow that's our fault. I used to have I have grown up, but I know how to tap back into a less mature brain that I used to have. I know how to go back and do that and know how to dumb myself down. So that way I can remember how it's going to be written in the tablets. Because that is what I used to believe and how I used to receive information 10 years ago. Doesn't validate your feelings. I just know it's like in the movie 8 Mile, right? You've seen the movie 8 Mile with Eminem, and then he goes and he does the rap battle against Papa Doc, and he like tells them about them and about what they're gonna do and say before they're able to do it. And then when it comes time for them to rap, they have nothing. It's basically like I'm like that now. I'm like Eminem, and I'm basically Eminem in 8 Mile. That's what I'm saying. I'm the same as Eminem in 8 Mile. That's what I'm saying. Capture is a weird, crazy term to use too here. How do we capture? How do we capture a president that we're not at war with? Of whatever. I don't know. Or so we're taking him back. What are we gonna hold the president of Venezuela? Gonna put him at the Gitmo? Where are they bringing him to? Why can't we do that? Why can't we do Putin like this? Why can't we do oh boy. Oh my god. Well, I don't know where they're flying. This Trump. This is all where you're in. You were in MAGA world. Okay, this is MAGA world. This is probably agreed to by Putin. Had to have been, especially with Russian diplomats leaving a week ago. Russian diplomats in Venezuela leaving a week ago. Took the U.S. 3 hours to capture Maduro, but won't release the entirety of the unredacted Epstein files. Well, that's the latest. As soon as I was signing out here and I was ending my stream for the morning, night, whatever, this news came in, so I don't want to leave quite yet now. But this is what came in as I was signing out. Nicolas Maduro, along with his wife, has been captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. U.S. law enforcement. It's like all of the regime change with world policing, literally saying U.S. law enforcement. I guess U.S. law enforcement means we can go into countries and take their president. No matter how bad they are, whatever. We have a terrible. We have no, especially with Trump as president, we have zero business policing anyone. Nope. So I guess 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. You said this is so scary. You don't understand what is going on. We attacked Venezuela, bombed them, and now we took their leader. That's what happened. CBS News, Venezuela's Maduro was captured by Delta Force. Delta Force got him. Why do you think I'm crying, you fucking loser? Why would you think this is giving me tears? This is giving me more work to do. I got protests to go cover. I gotta fund my live view service, $430 a month. Personally, this sucks, but for my news platform though, and for the future of Mercado Media, why the fuck would you think I'd be crying? I already said, like, if you want, like, the people that hate me and hate my takes on life, if you really wanted me to fuck off, then Trump, you shouldn't have supported Trump, right? If you truly wanted me to like go away and not be relevant in covering current events because you just hate hearing me, then voting for Trump again shouldn't have been what you want. That shouldn't have happened, because the dude gives so much news content, unfortunately. Like, if you're truly, and there's people like that in the news industry that are just about just getting the story. They don't personally give a fuck who it affects and what it's just about the story. And that, yeah, I don't really subscribe to that thinking, but I understand it now at this point, because eventually it's just like, you just got to do your job. You just got to do the reporting. You just got to report what's happening. Brenda, thank you so much for the $9.99. Appreciate that. Stop bringing drugs into our country, ruining our family. We don't have a family. Nope. Especially after Mamdani was like, let's embrace warm collectivism, and then all the same people that are like supportive of Trump bombing Venezuela to help Americans here at home are like, no, we don't care about that actually. Tonight's operation to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro was carried out by the U.S. Army's 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta, more commonly known as Delta Force. Now capture Putin, LOL. So Delta Force captured Maduro and his wife. Nothing new there. Okay, so this is the latest Truth Social from Trump. He said Delta Force, did Chuck Norris show up with the rocket firing motorcycle? I mean, they were firing rockets at the bases. This was loud and visible. It certainly was not a quiet operation, or like it was quick. Here's some photos coming in. You got light coming in now. Get a better idea of some of the damage. Hey, Big Plane Boeing, thank you so much. Man, I promise you guys, I'll have better takes. later in the day when I'm more awake. I'm number one. I can't believe this. Like, oh, he used. Okay, that's likely why Delta Force was used. Also responsible for the mission that killed al-Baghdadi in 2019. I already predicted all the political takes about, yeah, it's gonna, oh, you can do this but not Putin. Yep, all that. I want to, like, what are we gonna do with what are we gonna do with them now? Are we gonna put them on trial? Or are we gonna have like a public, like, what are we gonna do? What do we do with them now? There's Aura Farm that the operation happened, and like, oh, we can do it to the president of Venezuela. We can do it to anyone. Be scared. Ah. Is that like what is that really like what we're doing with it, or what do you guys think? Like, there's just too much hypocrisy for me. Like, there's no way. I can't, like, the hypocrisy of Trump prevents me from supporting anything that he does. Really. I welcome reports that the U.S., Ukraine, and Europe have coalesced around a common negotiating position. It's never been so more over for Ukraine support. It's so cooked. Oh my god, it's so done. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything new now. We know now since I signed off, and then we found out that Maduro was captured, and then now we know that Delta Force was he was captured by Delta Force along with his wife. John Jones, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5, John Jones. Freeing oppressed Venezuelans was the goal all along, Mercado? Absolutely not. It wasn't. They don't give a single fuck about a Venezuelan, let alone an oppressed one. Are you out of your mind? Cope. Tell yourself that. You tell yourself that to make yourself feel better. It doesn't work for me. Invalid take. Rejected. I need a hit. What do you guys mean you need a hit? I need a hit. I've been sober this whole time. Been sober for 3.5 hours. It sucks. Hate it. I need a photo of Venezuela. I need a Venezuela. Give me a photo of Maduro. Give me a photo or something. Yeah. So if true, that if Nicolas Maduro has been taken, the Venezuelan constitution states that power would pass to Nicolas Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, who runs economic policy. But we are in uncharted territory, and it is unclear who would end up in charge. The United States has not recognized Maduro as a legitimate president, and Venezuela's opposition says the rightful president is the exiled politician Edmundo Gonzalez. Okay. You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is I actually made a new policy to my mods to chill out on banning. I told them. I was like, look we can't ban chatters for making fun of me and blah 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 blah. Like I told them, like let's chill out on banning. I'm banning this Jeffa. I even told my mods to chill. I'm personally banning you. Why don't you go fuck yourself? And then do that. In a brief phone interview with the Times, President Trump celebrated the success of the mission to capture Maduro. A lot of good planning and a lot of great troops and great people, Trump said. It was a brilliant operation, actually. When asked if he had sought congressional authority for the operation or what is next for Venezuela, Trump said he would address those matters during his news conference at Mar-a-Lago in the morning. So likely not going to get more for a few hours. The Venezuela's defense minister, Vladimir Padrino Lopez, survived tonight's strike operation. So there he is.
Buenos días, pueblo heroico de Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy, 3 de enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más criminal agresión militar por parte del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica.
Okay, so we need the war translated. Is war translated still do? Is it just focused on? We need you here. Nope. I'm so. Like all the war OSINT that's just hyper focused Ukraine needs to like start broadening the horizon. So we need like the translations on those. There you go. There you go. If you're really looking to do something, if you have a social media platform, then start translating Spanish. Oh, you did. Especially since I'm like, it's 4 a.m., almost 4 a.m. now. Where did you tag me in it? You'll redo it? Okay. I might not. I changed my notification settings. Yeah, I don't get. I turned off the majority of my notifications. Post it on the Discord. I'll post it in the Discord instead. If you can. He said, we announced to the world that we have suffered the maximum violent aggression of the United States. We have a translated version, though, with captions. Post it into the news section of the Discord. Check my blue sky. Oh boy. I forgot about blue sky. I'm not logged in. I'm not even logged in. I don't see anything. Nope. I don't have anything there. Someone tag me in a translated post on Discord. Please let it be Discord. I have most of my notifications off unless you're like, I follow you. Because it's too much. There you go.
Soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar.
No, I don't. Where's the translations?
Hasta el momento, la
Okay, it's in the text. The Bolivarian National Armed Forces informed the world that in the early hours of today, January 3rd, the Venezuelan people have been the target of the most criminal military aggression by the U.S. government. Missiles and explosives were launched from the U.S. helicopters and aircraft. Civilian areas were hit. We are currently tallying the casualties. Yeah, I was going to go to sleep, but then Trump announced that Maduro was taken. As soon as we were literally signing off, and Maduro. Sources in the Venezuelan opposition tell Sky News that tonight's operation to capture Venezuela, Maduro and his wife was part of the negotiated exit between Maduro and the United States. Really? I'm going to bed. At least look, if this was all coordinated, at least you wasted one night of your life, and there will be a response, there'll be protests, there'll be all that shit. But if it was negotiated between Maduro and Trump, which makes sense, because you can talk shit about Maduro, but Maduro is a dictator, brained person. Trump loves that. Big story. What was this? The big story overhanging all of this is the U.S. government is deadly serious in its stated plans to dominate and control the Western Hemisphere. Take the threats against Greenland very seriously. Israel Higby has a take here. We went into their country and stole their president in 2 hours. We have such a capable military. Masterful military, sire. The capabilities of the U.S. military was not up for debate. No one debated that. When you spend upwards of triple-digit trillions of dollars on that, then we should have a good military. When majority of our spending goes towards defense and all of that, we should have a good military. It would be really bad if we spent all of that money on our military and not anything else and have a bad military. That would actually be the news. Oh, the most lethal military in the world did a... Like, you're not gonna find normal people being like gonna be excited about this. Normal Americans are not gonna wake up in a few hours and be like, "We did what? Hell yeah!" But they're gonna be like, we did what? Oh God, it's January 3rd. Can we not? That's what the majority of Americans are gonna say when they wake up in like a couple hours. Their first shift start waking up now. Morning shift people are waking up now to this. What does this even mean? Taxpayer money to fly the now former president of Venezuela? I don't know. No, I don't know, y'all. Well, details at 10. More at 10. Tune in to the next episode. All right, I'm actually going to go to bed because, yeah, we got a lot going on. I said I was going to go to bed, but then this came in. I already posted it out on YouTube. I posted it out on my Facebook page, so go and share it. Go like the posts. I'm going to go take a little rest, and then I will be back. We got ice raids in the Twin Cities, and then more with this. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Please do so. Support the channel. We're like 10K away from 100K. Well, we're going to get to that 100K really quick, it seems. We're going to get to 100K. It'll be like next week, the way we're already going. Oh, boy. All right. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support on the stream. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be live later on. Take care.